Hey everybody, today's episode is all about the dogs I'm thankful for, plus a couple big adoption announcements. But before I send you to the studio and our Adoptable special guest, since this episode was recorded, my family dog Zoe passed away. You'll hear me talk about her in the episode, so I wanted to give this context so it's not confusing. I'm so grateful for the role she played in my life. She was present for so many milestones and a huge influence on who I am today. She helped send my siblings and I to college and was always there for us when we came home. My mom called her the lily pad of our family because she always provided a soft landing, a place to sit in love before taking the next leap. If you already saw this news, I appreciate the condolences. She really was the best, and you'll hear a bit more why I'm thankful for her in this episode. Oh, and leave a comment telling me about a dog that you're thankful for. I think I forgot to ask for that in the episode. Please enjoy it.
Oh, that looks like a good dog. That's a good dog. Yeah, that looks like a good dog. A very good dog.
We have an Adoptable special guest, and his name is Defender, but we're going to call him Fendi because that name does not, in my opinion, fit him. So please join me in welcoming Fendi. Come here. Hello, sir. You've been flown in. Okay, so he has some of the most delightful ears I've ever seen. And I do have a treat jar hidden under this table. Fendi, hey, I know there's a lot of cameras and it's a little scary. That is an Adopt Me bandana, which is, it really brings out the bluish gray in your ears. I don't know if you knew that, but it does. Oh, you're so sweet. So his right ear is like freckled and his left ear is all gray, and that is precious. I've got another one for you here. So let me tell you about him. Fendi, aka Defender, is a 5-month-old Chihuahua pup. You gotta have more than Chihuahua in you, is my guess. He's adoptable from the Hit Living Foundation here in LA. They say that you can't go for the whole jar. That's very bold. Defender, this is from Hit Living Foundation. Defender would thrive in a home with kids and or other dogs. So that's like, you're checking some big boxes there. They say he loves company and fits right into a family dynamic. He's still learning the ropes of puppy life, but with consistency and love, he's building confidence fast and catching on quickly. He's already doing well in his crate and making great progress with potty training. Is that true? I think I believe them. They say, with a brave heart, a curious mind, and some serious main character energy. I don't really get that vibe. Is he a main character when he's not shy? Okay. We have it on good word that you're a main character. This little guy is confident, loyal, and always looking out for his people, which is the perfect mix of protector and snuggle buddy. For the 39th episode in a row, our special guest adoption fee is sponsored. So Defender, your adoption fee is sponsored by Scott and Nowco Warren. Let's give it up for them. That's all for you, bud. It's all for you. In honor of Kai and in memory of Aaron, our two beloved shepherds, it is often said that all you need is love and a dog, but that has always seemed redundant. Dogs are love. Here's to the future forever family of Fendi. May he bring you as much and more joy as we have received. That is very sweet. If you would like to sponsor a future guest's adoption fee, you can email podcast@weratedogs.com. So I have perhaps the most awaited of pup dates in this show's history, and that is that our very first Adoptable special guest from the pilot episode of our show, Hannah Banana, has been adopted. So yeah. I know. It's crazy. She was with her rescue Real Good for over 2 years, and Tira from Real Good was kind enough to put together an entire video of her journey from start to forever home. And so we'll play that right now.
This is Hannah. She was pregnant, terrified, and out of time. At one of Los Angeles' toughest shelters, Siaka, Hannah was scheduled to be euthanized while still carrying her unborn babies. The night before she was set to die, something unthinkable happened. She gave birth. 10 tiny lives right there on the cold shelter floor. Unfortunately, 3 of her newborns didn't make it. The remaining 7 and their mom desperately needed a miracle. For 2 days, pleas went out to save them. But no one came, and no one was going to. Until we did. Real Good Rescue had a foster ready to take in Hannah and her babies to keep them safe and give them a chance. We thought the hardest part was over, but heartbreak struck again. In our care, 4 more of her fragile babies didn't survive. Even with emergency vet visits, round-the-clock bottle feeding, and help from fosters who specialized in newborns. It was the first time in our rescue's history that newborns didn't make it, and it literally broke us. But the 3 who did survive began to thrive, and so did Hannah. She was the most devoted, gentle mama, pouring everything she had into those little ones. Her puppies grew strong and eventually found their forever homes, but Hannah's journey was far from over. Hannah also needed extra medical care. She came to us with a painful eye condition called entropion, where her lashes curled inward and caused pain with every blink. But thanks to the incredible support of the 1510 Foundation, most of her surgeries and medical costs were covered. It gave Hannah relief and proved just how many people were rooting for her. For more than 2 years, Hannah was part of our rescue family. She lived in 4 different foster homes. She went to countless adoption events. She sat patiently, meeting family after family, hundreds of people. And still, she was passed over again and again. Her resilience even inspired others. She became the very first dog featured on the Dogs Were Good Again podcast, reminding listeners everywhere that shelter dogs deserve to be seen, loved, and celebrated. She was sweet, she was gentle, she was perfect, and still, she waited. Through it all, Hannah never lost hope, and she's taught us not to lose hope either. And then finally, it happened. Someone saw her for the beautiful, vibrant soul she truly is. And everything she gave, after all the waiting, Hannah finally found her family. She was a mama, she was a survivor, and now she's home.
Our first ever Adoptable special guest from our pilot episode, Hannah Banana, has been adopted. We've got her new family on the line here. Do you mind introducing yourselves?
All right. I'm Tara Carter.
And I'm Jason Carter.
Very nice to meet you all. And Hannah Banana, who cannot speak, is still Hannah Banana. Has she been renamed or still Hannah Banana?
No, but we legally changed our last name to Banana.
That's great. That's great. Love that. The name was a crowd favorite, that's for sure. How is she acclimating? Well, how long have you had her for, first of all?
Since July, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And how has she been acclimating?
She's made herself right at home.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's my little shadow during the day.
Oh.
And mostly I'm just having to apologize for her snoring as she sleeps while I'm on calls.
Oh, she's a big snorer. We've discovered that. She
is, but we love it. It's adorable.
I'm happy to hear that. Can you believe that she waited over 2 years to get scooped up?
No.
I cannot believe that, and I can't believe there wasn't really any other application to adopt her. It's just insane to me because she's so adorable and perfect.
Their loss is our gain because they messed up and we benefited. So.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm glad it's going well. What drew you to her?
Yeah, I don't know if I could explain it. Because I found first sort of Real Good Rescue. We had been talking about rescuing a dog for a long time, and I had sort of scanned through their website of adoptable dog photos, and the second I saw Hannah's photo with her big pearl necklace, I was immediately smitten. I was like, that's my dog. I don't know what it was about her. It was just sort of love at first sight, I suppose.
She got a lot of use.
Then, by the way, began a tale of intrigue, if I can share that with you.
Oh, yeah, please do. I was only going to...
So a little bit of background. My wife, who I love dearly, has a tendency to buy the things that she wants the moment she wants them, which makes holiday gift giving and anniversaries and birthdays difficult. And so when it was very clear that hearts were popping all over the place the moment she saw Hannah, I thought to myself, I'm going to get her this dog for her birthday. I'm going to blow her mind and get her an amazing birthday gift. The problem is I know she would adopt her right away because she loved her so much. So I had to pretend I didn't want this dog. and this ruse went on for what, nearly a year kind of thing?
It feels like it.
To the point where it began to create marital tension. I was like, I don't want that, I don't know, too big, I don't know. And meanwhile, I'm like, I am so adopting this dog, and I'm going to blow her mind. And it came very close to her sort of, I think, discovering what I was up to, my shenanigans, or my bananigans in this case.
Oh, that's good.
And finally, like right before, 2 weeks before your birthday, we did the meet and greet, and she opened the door, and there was Hannah, and I was just like, there you go. So it was, I had to pretend for a very long time not to want a dog. I wanted very badly, just to preserve the ability to surprise my wife on her birthday.
Oh, that's so sweet. That must have been very hard to pretend not to want her.
It was, especially when it got to the point where she's like, I'm just going to adopt this dog. Just wait one more month, God, please.
Yeah.
I'm so close, you know. Yeah.
Well, I'm very glad it worked out. I was going to say that she did get a ton of use out of that pearl necklace. Every single photo I ever saw of her pre-adoption was in that necklace. Are there any unique things that you've discovered about Hannah Banana since you've adopted her?
Well, aside from the snoring, I feel like she has cat-like tendencies.
I was going to say, she's a cat in a dog's body. We were not expecting that, but here we are. Yeah. Yeah, she sleeps 23 hours a day. She shows affection by kind of rubbing her cheek and her body against you. Not much of a kisser or a licker, but what else?
That and just her absolute desire to hunt lizards.
Yeah.
Really? Has she caught any?
No.
They never do.
She tries, but she has not been successful. I don't know what I'll do when she finally is successful. But
Don't worry. They never actually catch them. They don't. Squirrels, lizards, they get away every single time. So I wouldn't worry about it. Thank you so much for joining us and letting us check in. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Hannah Banana?
No, just thank you. I think, for everything you did. And your work for, everything you did to help Real Good Rescue and saving Hannah so that she could make it into our lives. I think that's really the only thing. So our appreciation to you and everything you do.
Yeah, and for those, I think, because there are many people who are involved, I think, in her journey who loved her very much and really had her best interests at heart. And, rest assured, she's found a home where she's not just liked, she's loved by everybody, surrounded by comfort and affection. And this is a dog, I'd say, that she responds very well more to affection, treats, and that sort of stuff. And she's really found a home, I think, that is right for her and right for us, and we're sort of a perfect family together. So this really worked out for everyone.
Oh, I love to hear that. There's a saying in rescue that it takes a village, and with Hannah Banana, it certainly did. And my thanks as well to everyone who played a role in Hannah Banana's story. She was the most, it got to a point like episode 15, 16, where we weren't doing the every episode updates. And so people were very passionate about getting a Hannah Banana update. So I'm very, very happy to be finally saying that she has her forever home and her happily ever after. And so thank you to both of you for providing that and for checking in with us. This has been delightful.
Yeah.
Absolutely happy to.
Enjoy the rest of your night. Give Hannah Banana a hug from all of us here. I'm just so happy for both of you. All three of you. All
right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thanks for everything you do.
Of course. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. So Hannah Banana, I think some more lore there is that I believe she showed up in the passenger seat of a Porsche 911. Her foster just rolled up, window down, Hannah Banana, tongue hanging out the window. So when you hear them say that they waited that long to pick her up, don't worry. She was in quite a phenomenal foster situation. Hello. You're back. Hello. We have 2 other adoption pup dates, if you can believe it. It's a big episode. The first is my foster Ruff has been adopted. Let me clap it up again. Yep, he was the week that we had him on the show, and then we included him in the top 5 dogs of the week. He they wanted him back at the shelter to accommodate foot traffic and anyone who saw our promotion of him and wanted to go pick him up. And we dropped him off on a Friday, and within an hour, he found what would be his first forever home. He was returned later that weekend and then was officially adopted on October 19th from West Valley Animal Services. So thrilled for Ruff. Best wishes to his forever family in dealing with his puppy stage. It was something that Taylor and I battled through, and hopefully he has matured in the month that we have not had him. Our third huge pup date is that Miss Piggy, from only a couple episodes back, has also been adopted. This is her forever family. Just thrilled for Miss Piggy again. That brings us, thank you. That brings us, I believe, to 50% of our dogs featured on the show have been adopted. I believe towards the very end of the year, we'll do a full recap of all the dogs featured so far and give you an update. But right now we're hovering around 50%, which is kind of blows our mind. We did not expect this to be so effective, and it has been. And that's in part thanks to all of you and to everyone who's been kind enough to sponsor an adoption fee for any of these little guys. So thank you. So as mentioned at the top of the episode, this episode is all about the dogs I'm thankful for to celebrate Thanksgiving a little bit. And this was very easy to put together. There have been a lot of dogs in my life that have gotten me to this point, have formed my love for dogs, and I really want to tell you about them. So that's what we're going to do. Starting with Holly here. This is me. I think I was 2 in this photo. That's Holly. She was the dog that I kind of grew up with for the first 10 or so years of my life, formed that initial bond with, and was the first dog to contribute to a very heavy golden retriever bias that you may see on We Rate Dogs. Holly was great, and then came Daisy after Holly passed. Daisy, she was like the dog that made me really love dogs, just because at the time, that developmental age, having a dog that I could just like always cuddle with and talk to was very effective for me. I had pretty significant anger issues as a kid. I can control them a little bit better now. Not a lot better, but a little bit better. And literally just talking to Daisy was incredibly helpful for my emotional regulation as a tiny person. I don't think there's anything better than a golden retriever to talk to as like a preteen boy who's too angry. So shout out Daisy. It was at this point that my family realized that they kind of always wanted to have 2 Goldens just in case we lost one. And so you'll see that trend continue as I tell you about the other dogs. So with Daisy, here's some more. Here's a puppy picture of Daisy and me with Daisy. That's 2002. Ridiculous. Shout out to my mom who found old scrapbooks and then took pictures of them for this episode. So the trend of having multiple Goldens at once continued. I had Daisy, and then we got Topaz as a puppy when we still had Daisy. Give us 1 second. We're going to see if Fendi can rejoin us here. Hey, yeah, nobody else has the treats back there. I've got the treats. We also have water if you'd like a drink. She's like, no one's peed back here before. There you go. That was athletic. You're done with the treats, though? What are you after? We had Daisy, then we got Topaz, and Topaz was just a very blonde golden retriever and was like a perfect pair with Daisy. Here they are together. Unfortunately, they both passed around the same time in 2012, 2013. Then that was pretty devastating for our family. It was the same time that I lost my grandfather on my mom's side, who was a big influence in my childhood, taught me how to play golf, just was around him a lot. And so to have kind of those 3 big losses in our family, like back to back to back, was very tough. And our solution, shockingly, was to get another golden retriever. And so this is Zoe. And our whole family, but mainly my mom, says that she kind of saved us in many ways. So this is her as a puppy and me laying down with her. It was around this time where if you can believe it, I think I'm 17 in this photo. I know I look 12, but I am 17 in this photo. Zoe's still a puppy. Did you just see the photo?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Okay.
That's crazy.
I hit puberty at 24. Okay, what else?
Okay.
What did you want? So that's Zoe, and this was around the time where the guy you see on screen was about to head to college. Cassim, don't laugh like that. That's crazy. Well, he was. I was about to go to college, and it was my first semester at school when I started We Rate Dogs. And so Zoe was a big inspiration those early days, not only because I say part of the reason I was on Twitter in the first place and writing jokes was because, well, my love for dogs, some of that kind of leaked into the content and the jokes I was writing, and every joke I told that had to do with dogs did way better than my other jokes, and Zoe's kind of responsible for that. I also would occasionally just post her, and everyone loved her as much as I did, which was a big indicator that kind of the entire internet loves dogs. So when I was ready to start a new thing as a bored college freshman, already in love with Twitter as a creative medium, and knew the entire internet loved dogs. So Zoe was a big inspiration for We Rate Dogs. And this photo in particular is a picture of when my phone stopped working because so many of you were sending photos of your dog to be rated. So that is literally a little time capsule moment. But Zoe has been around for kind of this entire journey. She directly inspired our secondary account, which is Thoughts of Dog, where I write from the perspective of a dog. A lot of those perspectives are actually Zoe's, or I feel like I tap into Zoe primarily when I write from that perspective. So she's been just a huge influence. A lot of the work that we were doing with We Rate Dogs and the foundation really inspired my mom to go out and adopt a dog. And she found a group in kind of the Virginia, Ohio area that helps rehabilitate mama Goldens who have been used for breeding and occasionally abused and kind of neglected for profit. And so she was really convicted in this desire to adopt one of those dogs, and she did, and that's how we got Sizzle. So that's Sizzle and Zoe together. And there's Sizzle on her own, tongue hanging out. When we first got Sizzle, we had no idea how she was going to open up to our family environment, still having Zoe, just because her background was one that we didn't really know about. And she came out of her shell with Zoe's help, which is very, very cool to see. And they just got along from the beginning. Hello. Welcome back. You don't want the treats anymore. What are you after? You want the whole thing. So yeah, Sizzle and Zoe got along great. And we were very lucky to give Sizzle 5 years of just the perfect environment for her. She passed at the beginning of last year. Let me see if I have, but not before my mom kissed her 1,000 times on the forehead. Zoe, so after Sizzle, we were very, we knew we just wanted to keep the double golden environment, mainly for Zoe, because she had gotten accustomed to having a friend. And so earlier this year, my mom adopted Addie, another golden from an unfortunate background. She's very small, but still was used as a breeder dog to keep the trend with Sizzle. And are you doing okay? You're taking some... Is it going down all right? Okay, just wanted to check. Addie and Zoe have become besties. Addie was very skittish, very uncertain about new environments, but my mom would typically take Zoe to the end of the street as a walk, and would take Sizzle down into there's a bunch of trails behind our house in West Virginia, and Addie wanted no part of that. She wanted to be home at all times, but recently she's kind of come out of her shell and allowed my mom to take her on some bigger walks. So she's getting comfortable. in an episode from a while ago, we were talking to Rocky Kanaka about the 3-3-3 rule, and I think that was very true with Addie. She needed the full 3 months to kind of come out of her shell and not only know your routine, but feel like she was home. Zoe, unfortunately, is kind of on the decline, and my mom just felt like making me cry one day and sent me this photo and was like, Addie knows. Isn't that like up? Very up. But unfortunately, like, I think if it works out, I'll try to fly home and be with Zoe, but hopefully I can be there with Zoe once more. But she's lived a phenomenal life. I believe she's 13, which is just crazy, and also like a little time capsule for how long I've been doing all the We Rate Dog stuff, which is just nuts. So yeah, lots of Goldens. Here's that same picture zoomed in because my mom thought the first one wasn't heartbreaking enough. So we have it zoomed in. But yeah, all of those Goldens kind of formed my love for Goldens, but mainly my love for dogs in the first place. Really made me a dog person. I think I was born a dog. I have this treat all over me. It's all over me now. But it's my fault. It's not your fault. You're being very polite with it. You've got manners, but like, I guess I don't. What if I put you over here? What if I put them both over there? Lots of Goldens growing up, and kind of I don't know my family without a Golden Retriever, which is, I don't know. It's just interesting to realize that. And I don't think that'll ever change based on how passionate my mom has become about the breed and about rescuing. Now, my fiance Taylor also grew up with Goldens. This is Capone. And yes, he likes to hold his own leash in his mouth. He actually will refuse to go on a walk if you don't let him walk himself for at least like 90% of it. Everyone, I've gotten to go on walks with him, and everyone we pass, it thinks it's just the coolest, cutest thing. And Capone's like, this is just what I do. I do think it's a funny contrast between the Al Capone reference and his personality, because he's joyful and playful and not an Italian mobster, but he could be. You don't like these anymore? You'll only accept these? So very cool that my partner also grew up with Goldens, and they had a huge influence on her life. Capone is great. When I met him for the first time, I was like, everything makes sense about what I've heard about him. And sorry. About what I've heard about him, and how he's also kind of formed my fiance's love of dogs. Then our last Golden, I promise, in this group. There's a lot of Goldens that have influenced me, or Goldens that I'm very thankful for. This is Maverick. This is Taylor's closest in age sister's Golden Retriever. They just had a kid, and the Maverick and the baby are just the cutest together. But Maverick is like a weighted blanket at all times. He'll give you a hug, like in this photo, but then also if you just lay on a couch, he'll just lay fully with you, which I've never had a dog be. I've had dogs be very like want attention a whole bunch, but like never can just chill for out. Like if I didn't get up, are you pawing at me for this? You've had like 4. But never like a dog that would just lay with you like this and would never get up if you didn't. I think we were in this position for 3 hours probably, and when I got up, he looked at me like I had been there for only 3 seconds. So all of these Goldens, very thankful for them, and of course have continued to form my love of dogs, clearly since forever. Let me go back to that first photo. Since forever. And then, of course, we have Doug. Very, very thankful for Doug. I adopted him in 2020, and he passed at the end of 2023. But the 3 years we got to spend together were like so influential to everything that I've become, what We Rate Dogs has become. He was obviously a direct influence in our foundation because he was one of those 15 out of 10 dogs where he was at the shelter with some medical needs. He was incredibly dog reactive with I had to do like a loop method around his snoot so that I could control him on walks. Okay. He had arthritis. He's very dog reactive, and unless I was very lucky to have the resources to be able to say yes to him and to initially foster him and then to adopt him, but not many people I think he would have been passed up in the shelter, and he probably would have been euthanized there. And so who he was directly inspired our foundation. Again, 15 out of 10 foundation, we sponsor shelter dogs with medical needs in the hopes of them finding their forever home. And Doug was very formative in that. And also I've had many of you have shared, which is very cool and does make me cry every time, that you went and adopted a senior dog because of Doug. And I think that there's nothing I want to leave behind more than a legacy of that, or nothing. There's nothing I wanted for him to leave behind more than that as a legacy and the foundation. So Doug, just my first dog really that I had to take care of solo and had to kind of. If you grow up with dogs, it's different when you get your first dog that you're solely responsible for, and you don't have any other influence from the rest of your family to take care of them and whatnot. So I couldn't have asked for a better first dog, that's for sure. And then the last dog I want to tell you about, because I'm thankful for him in a little bit of a different reason, for a little bit of a different reason. So the last dog that I want to tell you about that I'm very thankful for is Pippin. You know him way better, I'm sure, as our profile photo, our profile pic on all of our social platforms. This dog has probably been seen by close to 1 billion people, is my guess. And yeah, his name is Pippin, and many of you have asked for his story, like who's the dog in your profile picture, for some time now, and I figured this would be a great time to tell you all about him. So Pippin is not my dog, and he never was my dog. When I made We Rate Dogs back in 2015, I Googled funny dog, looking for a profile picture, like searching for that that was my intention. And on the third page was this guy. And I was like, that is perfect. I didn't think about any other profile picture. As soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, that's perfect. There's something about the eyes being just such a wide range of emotion. Like the longer you look into his eyes, either the harder you laugh or like the more concerned you become. And it was so perfect for an account that was trying to be funny, rate dogs, but also convey themselves as professional. Like we had content where we were like we'd pretend that we were this elaborate team when it was just me. Now we're a big team, but back in the day it was just me, and we were like rating chickens and saying that they had a weird bark, so we gave them a 2 out of 10. And it was just very funny for all of that to be coming from the perspective of this guy instead of a person. I think people are in the days before TikTok and me doing a lot of the videos, I think everyone was very content just thinking that this dog was the one providing the ratings. I think there's something about him that looks all-knowing, and I love that as well. And I think more than anything, it's the eyes that kind of stare into your soul. But so I found him on Google Images. I made him the profile picture before I knew that We Rate Dogs was going to be anything significant. I ended up finding later like where that image came from, and it was iStock, which is just an image licensing service. So we were able to officially purchase this specific photo for the intent of using it as a profile photo. And 9 months after We Rate Dogs started, we got a comment that said, "I think my dog is your profile picture." And it had been enough time where I was kind of waiting for someone to say that's their dog. And so this was a groundbreaking moment. And we immediately talked via the DMs, and he sent me additional photos of Pippin. And here is Pippin as a puppy, which I never thought I'd ever see. Here's another photo of him. And then this is him on his 14th birthday. And this was sent to us with the same message that Pippin had passed from complications of old age. This was, I believe, in early 2017, maybe 2018. But he had lived a wonderful life, and the owner of Pippin just wanted to update us on that news because they knew how much this dog had become a part of our community and obviously seen by so many people worldwide. It was December of 2018 when Pippin passed, and we had only given a few dogs a 15 out of 10 at that time. Our rating scale goes from like 12 out of 10 to 14 out of 10, but very specific hero dogs get a 15 out of 10. I believe there's been less than 50 in the decade that we've been rating dogs. This is what we said about Pippin. This is Pippin, but you know him better as my profile picture. He was the catalyst for the kindest online community ever, and his intense expression will never be matched. Pippin passed away this week due to complications of old age, but he'll live on with every post, 15 out of 10. It's kind of crazy to read me say the kindest online community ever in 2018, kind of not knowing that in 2025 I would say that you all have magnified that tenfold. So that's the story of Pippin. He was, at the end of the day, a very random dog that I pulled from the depths of Google Images, but he became so much more than that, and I'm very, very thankful for him. As a reminder, our special guest here, Defender, better known as Fendi, only because Defender doesn't really match you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He is available for adoption from the Hit Living Foundation here in LA. He's a 5-month-old Chihuahua pup, and I cannot get over his ears are better in person, so you're going to have to come figure that out. He's got a lovely Adopt Me vest, or Adopt Me bandana, and it does bring out the slight blues in your ears. It does. It does. I can say that. It does. So go get him. I have a feeling, as most of the puppies featured on this show do, he'll be scooped up quickly. So if you enjoyed this episode, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify Music, what do you tell him? Add us to your playlist. Add us to... He only wants one thing. Are you humping now? I have been used and abused this episode. Now you're crazy. Are you being crazy? Are you being crazy? You just need to warm up. You said, "Oh, we're leaving. I might as well turn it up." We'll see you next time with another Adoptable special guest.
Oh, that looks like a good dog. That's a good dog. Yeah, that looks like a good dog. A very good dog.